stress-free, leave your kids at home. Leave your kids at home. Leave your two step, get your groove on. This is feel good music, you can move on. Relax, stress-free, leave your kids at home. Leave your kids at home.
What's going on, everybody? What is happening? It is a Tuesday night. We are here on the cam with the fam on YouTube, not the gram. And we have with us none other than our guy, Quack Quack Heart Attack is in the building. Rick, charge him up, party.
Hey, Russ.
What's going on, man? You all right?
Other than the hot weather and the leaky roof, hey, I'm good.
Man, listen, 'tis the season. Yeah, there was a lot of rain here today. It's messing up my whole solar program a little bit there, but
Well,
that's all right.
You got to run on grid power until you get that solar charged up.
Yep. We'll be. I got enough power probably to last me for about another, probably till about midnight or so.
I got to teach you how to make a wood gas generator.
Oh man, listen, I burned down the whole neighborhood, man. I don't know, not just my house. I would burn down everybody's houses over there. Out there, be out here and be like, hey, that guy tried to build some type of wood contraption, blew up his house and mine too. Yeah.
Building an amateur nuclear reactor.
Yeah, I ruined everybody's day out there trying to do something. But yeah, we had some sun early, and then just raining and cloudy, and then we had some sun late. So like I said, I got enough to probably last for another 2 or 3 hours, and then it'll switch over to the grid.
It's been sunny and rain free the last 2 days. I've done several bike videos.
Yeah.
Florida's weird.
Let's start out. I got a couple things on my mind here. You know, I got to listen. Hey, I got a story. I got an evangelism story. I've got a grocery story, and I'm trying to figure out how to work the video because I do have a video, little video I was going to show. I don't know if I can get that to work or not. But I've got a story and an evangelism story, and something else that popped onto my mind, a little bit of a rant. Something that might be a little controversial, maybe, because with me, everything I say seems like it's controversial to somebody. I don't think it's controversial. I think it's common sense. But anyway, we'll start with see who's in here. Let folks kind of get in the room here. Folks are still coming in. Hello there, Sandy is here. Hello there, beloved. Good to see you. Lizzie says good evening. Good evening to you, beloved. Glad you're here. I'm Bruce. Hope you're all right down there in Texas, man. I saw, you know, obviously all kinds of things going on down there. So hopefully you and your family's well. I don't know that that's near you, but my geography is not. My Texas geography is, I'm sure, lacking. So we got. Sorry, won't make it. He's in the chat saying he won't be here. He's an amazing guy. That guy's incredible. Good to see you, Kurt. If you're here, thanks for hanging out for 30 seconds there. Grabbed a plate and got out of here. He's that guy who shows up at the cookout, just grabs a plate and then leaves. Oh, hello there, beautiful person. Back to you there, beloved. Good to see you. Love that. My man Charlie made a fat be with you. Darth Carnivore is in the house today. I love that. Good to see you, brother. Glad you're here. Our man, fly fisherman Brian is here. Good to see you, brother. Cheryl's here from Wisconsin. On Wisconsin. We're getting close to football season. So we got a good day. Somebody maybe from down under. Glad you're here. Kitchen Witch is present and accounted for. I love that. Good to see you, beloved. Yes, down under. Crank making an early appearance, although you know he's making more and more early appearances. I pretty soon I'm not going to be able to say he's making an early appearance. I'm just gonna be there you go. Tarnation says, yeah, you know what time it is. That's right. You know who I am. You know what we do. You know where you are. Tuesday night here to have some fun with the Carnivore family. You may learn something if you do that's by accident, because we are here to have fun. There's lots of places you can go to learn. Juliette Marie says, hey, well, hey, back to you, Juliette Marie. Good to see you, beloved. You in between doing Kilt's course homework. Too old for homework. I hear it's in here. This might be, I might be interested interrupting someone's conversation. Oh, he said, don't disturb this groove. Don't disturb this groove. I can't, that's all I can remember. Sorry. Into you. Yeah. Sorry, man. Listen, I'm terrible with, I know the tunes, I don't know the words. That's the problem with me. Carnivore Junkie says hello from Gilchrist, Texas. Love that. Good to see you, brother. Jenny, hello, beloved. Very nice to see you. Glad you are here. And I was born with a healthy tan, brother. I will have you know. I was born as speaking of smart aleck comments, look who it is, everybody. It's Bruce. My brother Bruce is in the building. It is so good to see you, brother. Been a while since you've graced us here. Let's hope you have your mute off this time. Are you speak to us, brother? Speak to us. Yeah, no.
Oh, wait, no. There we go.
Hey, listen. Hey, you gave it away with the hand gestures. See, if you would have just leaned in and started talking, you might have got me. But when you did all that, see, gave it away. I'm a lot smarter than I look, man. I look.
Well,
then again, I'd have to be, right? That's me.
Yeah.
Let me finish up a couple of these hays here, and then we'll
go for it.
No slows. Yeah, Noslo said yes. He heard a quack quack heart attack is in the building here. Dr. Nelson, I'm going to talk about you and your people here in a little bit, Doc. So maybe after my story. I have just something that I saw something on a video that kind of had got me thinking. And that's dangerous, people. That is dangerous. So let's see here. I think we're down near the end. As always, the link is in the chat, folks, if you want to pop in and say hey or have a question or whatever. Terry Sue says, hey, guys. Well, hello back to you, Terry Sue. Glad you're here, beloved. Here. Lots of my favorite people here. Mine, too. A typical Tuesday night is what we do. So anyway, okay. We're finished at least with chapter 1 of the family greetings and such, an intro. So you can go ahead there, Bruce. Tell us what's going on down there. People, I'm sure, want to know how far are you away from the foolishness down there?
Yeah,
the
flooding is pretty, from everything I'm seeing is pretty bad. It's about 250 miles from west of here. It's kind of, we're in line between Dallas and Houston. That's kind of between where I-35 runs between Austin and San Antonio. Kerrville is just to the west of I-35 there, and Guadalupe River it's a popular place. You go down there during the summertime. You go tubing, and I can imagine there were a lot of people down there for 4th of July weekend. Camping. I know my family did that a lot growing up. So it is really terrible seeing all that going on out there. My family, I consider my family out from the hill country. They're still about 40, 50 miles east of that area, maybe 50, 60 miles or so. So they got a lot of good rain, which they're on a farm, they need it. But they didn't flood like they did down in the Guadalupe Valley. So we're
good. Well, good, man. We're glad you're safe and sound, brother, and glad none of your family got the worst of it there. Thoughts and prayers to all the folks.
Yeah,
of course, that are suffering. I guess it came up kind of quick.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's all reports. It was when before anybody could really do anything about it. It just the river just rose up.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, 'tis the season for all that kind of stuff. But like I said, glad you're all right. Anything else exciting since the last time we saw you there? Did anything for the 4th? How was everybody's 4th holiday there? For us, it's not a big deal to throw a little meat on the grill. That's pretty much our
Every day, yeah.
operating procedure. But if anybody did anything special or had any thing they want to talk about, of course, throw that in the chat. We'll mention it there. I kind of have a 4th of July. It's not really a 4th of July story, but it did happen during the holiday time, so I'll get into it in just a minute.
Okay.
Polish Mike says hello. Hello there, Polish Mike. Good to see you, brother.
As always.
Says, I miss Laura. I miss Laura too. She will be here next week. She does her assignment, her torture is every week with me, every other week with me. Though she is welcome here anytime. The door is open. Everybody's welcome. So,
Did you see her interview?
Yeah, you even let me in.
Exactly. That's what I was just thinking.
I mean, if you let me in, it's anybody come in there.
Yes. Laura, listen, a little bit of me goes a long way. It's about all Laura could stand is
Did you see Laura's interview?
there. So there you go. So Ricky says, what's cooking carnivores? Man, we are here having fun, just hanging out, doing what we do. Simply Human says, I see no grills, no stoves, and no heat applied to meat. Well, this is a virtual cookout there, Simply Human. Just stay tuned there.
I have a real one here.
I'm just kidding. I think he knows that. Or she knows that. Although if you look closely in the background, there actually is a grill and some meat and some things in the back. It's my back porch. It's a picture of my back porch, except for the bread. I don't know who put that. I know who brought that. Who brought the buns in there? That's
for the ducks.
I'm just kidding. That's right. Just kidding. I blame Greg Wendell for that. Greg Wendell, if you guys remember, I got to give him a call and say hey to him. But Greg made that for me, the background and all that for me. He's much better at the thing than I am. So if you don't like any part of that, blame him. Just simply says I didn't look. So anyway, all right. So now we've exchanged all the niceties there. Have I got a story. Now, for those of you who love my stories, you'll probably love this. For those of you who hate my stories, now would be time to take a bathroom break. But here we go. Let me see. Friday was the 4th, so we're talking like Monday, whatever day that was before that. Maybe it's around the 30th of June. I was complaining because they haven't had a ribeye sale in my area in quite some time. The last one I can remember was around January. They did have a ribeye roast sale around Easter, but that's it. Now, for those of you who don't know or who are kind of new to the channel, my big three, my top 3 cuts, only steaks I buy. Ribeye is number 1, T-bone is number 2, picanha is number 3. On any given day, I can swap those 2 and 3. New York strip, which used to be number 2, has free fallen to number 4, family. I mean, just gone. I mean, I don't even, it's a strip. No more. I don't know. It's just for some reason, I guess maybe I got a bunch of bad ones or just they weren't so good. But out of my big 3, it's ribeye, picanha, top sirloin cap, and T-bone. That's for me. Speaking of T-bone, look who's here, everybody. Papa Carnivore is here, and I know he's a T-bone guy. So in any event, I was complaining, right? And I have been grumpy because I've made videos about this. When I go in, when they had the ribeye sale, I hit them. I'm talking about, man, I'm talking U-Haul truck and all, man. I go get it. So I was complaining, and the periodical around here, the weekly flyer comes out on Wednesdays. And so it's before the 4th, and I just know they're going to have a sale on my ribeyes for the 4th of July because we haven't had one since like January. And so I'm already run out to the mailbox. I walk briskly to the mailbox, and I look in there and I pull out the flyer. No ribeye sale. However, they did have T-bones on sale, marked down to $10.99 a pound. This is USDA choice, marked down to $10.99 a pound, and they had a sale on picanha. But it wasn't really that much of a sale because it's normally $8.99. They had it marked down to $8.49. But I'll take what I can get. Okay, any discount is all right. So I'm grumpy. I mean, I'm grumpy, family. I'm in a foul mood at this point because I need some ribeyes. I mean, I have some in there, but I wanted some more, and I've been waiting for the sale. But I'm thinking, hey, count your blessings. We got T-bone and we got picanha on sale. So I go into the meat section there. I walk around the corner and I get in there. And this is where it gets good. I don't see any T-bone and I don't see any picanha. But what did I see? Unadvertised sale ribeye, bone-in ribeye, $9.50 a pound, USDA choice. And I heard the angels singing. I'm telling you, the heavenly choir. Oh, I mean, I just wanted to drop to one knee and weep. I got all of them, family. I took them all. I reached up in the back and pulled, man. I got them, all of them. I cleaned them out. So the guy's coming to the manager, the butcher. It gets greater later. Okay, now get this. So the guy comes out, the butcher comes out, the manager, and he's got some ground beef in his hands, and he's, and I said, hey, my friend, I saw picanha was on sale and T-bones were on sale, although I wasn't buying any T-bones. I was going to get some picanha because I was a little low on that, but I had, I wasn't going to get into it. I said, I saw you had ribeyes, T-bones and picanha on sale, and I don't see either one out there. He goes, yeah, it's on sale, $8.49 a pound. I said, okay. I said, I would like some of that. He's like, okay. So he goes in the back and he comes out and he has two. They're shrink wrapped, and so he has two. And he hands me one. And I said, no, I'll take both of those. I said, and you have any more? He said, well, how much you want? I said, well, how many you got? And he's like, well, I can get you a case. I said, well, I would love to have a case, but unfortunately, I don't have anywhere to put it. I said, but I'll take two more. So he gave me those two and the other two, and he looks in my cart and he says, oh, you got some ribeyes in there, it looks like. I said, yeah, I did. $9.50 a pound. You got any more of those? He goes, no, we're out of those. I think he was lying to me, but so then, so he looks and he goes, yeah, you got a lot of meat in there. I said, well, that's mostly what I eat. I'm a walking miracle. I said, I'm doing the carnivore diet. And he says to me, he said, man, you're about the 7th or 8th person that has said that to me probably in the last 2 or 3 weeks. Now he's kind of a big guy and not quite my size, but big guy, and maybe it looked to be about my age, maybe mid to late 40s or something like that. And he said, people have been telling me about this. I've been here. I said, well, yeah, you're the butcher. I said, so I'm pretty sure everybody wants to know you. He started laughing. He said, yeah, that is funny. He said, well, can you tell me a little bit about it? I said, man, I was born to do it.
Right.
So I proceeded to give him the quick Cliff Notes version. And he says, do you think it can help diabetes? I said, man, absolutely. And I gave him the quick. I said, are you diabetic? He said, I'm pre-diabetic. And of course, Dr. Nelson would be proud of me. I gave him the whole spiel. I said, there's no such thing as pre-diabetic. I said that, you're going to get it if you're. So anyway, he subscribed to my channel right there in the meat department in the store. I don't know if he's out there. I'm not going to call his name or anything like that, but hopefully he's out there. So it was a great, great day. I got my ribeyes on sale that I wanted. I had a chance to hopefully change somebody's life, and I got a friend in the meat department. So, what more? What more could I want? All right, rant is over. I apologize in advance. I apologize to those who didn't hear my apology in advance if you had to suffer through that. But yeah, that's my story. Comments, objections, complaints, cursing, anyone?
Well, if it's cursing you want, I am a sailor.
We don't curse on the Keto Cookout. We keep it family friendly for my new watching.
The only foul language I use is quack.
Yeah,
there you go. Or cockadoo, right?
And I guess as an addendum to the story, I brought one of the picanhas home, and I actually made one the weekend there, and I made it different. Normally, I chop it up and make it like the steaks, but this time I actually just roasted it. I put it in and just roasted it for about 30 minutes, and it turned out really, really good. So I put it in there for about 15 minutes at 375, and then flipped it over and for another 15 minutes, and it was kind of a medium, and it was pretty tasty. So I might do that in the future, make it more like that. So anyway, Ricky says, I had a ribeye from Aldi, $20. It wasn't that good. Yeah, it's crazy what they're asking prices for some of this meat. So I wait for the sales. I'll eat ground beef and picanha. I don't have a single piece, a T-bone or ribeye that I paid more than $10.99 a pound for. Not one. And I just wait them out. And then when I see the sale, buddy, all you hear is beep, 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 beep out in the parking lot. And yeah, and I get them. Lizzie says, I do Norfolk strip here because they're on sale by me. Yeah, anything that's on sale is wonderful. Yeah, Ricky says, I love my strip, but I'm on Angus chuck roast lately. That's all I can afford, 2 roasts every so often. Yep. Hey, you got to get in where you fit in, brother. I totally understand. And I wait, like I said, I'm not paying $16, $18 a pound for anything. No, thank you.
Yeah.
Not me. And even ground beef and that stuff, same thing. I just wait them out. And I check all the stores every week. I get the flyers from all the stores locally and try to find who's got what. Yeah, because it definitely can be. It can be pricing.
What grade of ground beef do you usually get? The
whatever's on sale, but
okay.
generally 85-15. You know.
Okay.
Yeah, that's general. 80-20 sometimes. So I don't really go down to the 70-30 that much. I even the picanha I made, I did not cut the fat cap. I did not, and I suffered through it. I'm trying to, hang in there. My sister Laura would be proud of me for both eating the fat and enduring the torture. She probably would be very proud. But yeah, it's what it is. So yes, you're right, Pete. That is absolutely, and that's why I wait them out. In my area here in Jacksonville, Costco has the best daily price. It's around $14 a pound. And that's the best everyday price. Winn-Dixie is 16, Publix is 16, 17. I mean, like you said, they're all somewhere in that $15 to $18 a pound range. And I'm just not paying that. I ain't doing it. Not doing it. So I wait. Sandy says ribeye for the win.
You even got a trophy there.
Yeah. Hey, that's why they don't put out the sale on some things. You're right, Lizzie, because I have old videos about this, and this is I'm telling you, this is not a joke. The Cliff Notes is it had to be over a year ago now, maybe. I don't know how long ago it was. But the first time they had a big ribeye sale, I went in there and I'm telling you, I wiped them out. And this next time they had a sale, like 2 months later, they had a limit. And I was making a joke that they did that for me because in order to get the price, you had to be a member and you have to scan your membership card or your points reward card. So they know who's doing it. So then they put a limit, like, 2 pounds per customer or whatever. So I would just get 10 or 12 pounds and I just go up there and ring up separate orders. I'm like, yeah, these are separate orders. So yeah, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. But
this order's from my brother. This is my neighbor. This is my dog needed to. Yeah.
I know. Listen, the first time I ever did it, again, I was pretty new to carnivore. I'd done keto and stuff, but when I was really became more carnivore, and of course, like I said, man, I love the rib, but the prices are crazy. So when I saw that price, which is basically 40% off, I went in there and I had, I probably had 15 or 20 of them on there. And so the lady just looked at me and looked back down, and she was ringing them up. And I said, and she looked at me again. I said, I got a pet tiger at home. And she didn't even blink. She didn't even take a second. She was like, yeah, clearly, clearly you do. So she was definitely thinking about it. Speaking of pet tiger at home, look who it is, everybody.
There he is.
It's our man, P. Papa Carnivore is in the building. What's going on, brother? How are you?
Quack.
Okay, you're the guy that's got his mute on. Let me help you out there, brother.
How about now?
There you go. Now we can hear you.
I hear you quacking.
The biggest mouth in the South is here.
Not the biggest.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got four that compete for that right here.
Who else can do a 9.5 hour live stream?
Hey, listen, speak for yourself, Bruce.
Thomas is vying for Rick's crown with the long things.
He'll never make it.
Well, he had 3.5 hours last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Dar says, not leaving any sale meats for fellow carnivores in your head. That's exactly right. I am greedy. Greedy Meaty. That's going to be my next channel, the Greedy Meaty channel.
Well, my big score, Rick knows this, but my big score of the week, I got 69 cents a pound pork shoulder roast, big giant pork shoulder roast. It was, well, I don't know. It was pretty big because it had to be a 10-pounder. Because it was $6.25, so it was just under 10 pounds. Mm-hmm. And then I got 10 pounds of chicken leg quarters for 89 cents a pound. So, I'm going with the Rick school of affordability. I'm going for the cheap meats, and I got a chuck steak that I'm just finishing up a chuck steak that I got pretty cheap. I think it was $5.99 a pound, which isn't too bad for chuck.
Right?
Yeah, no, I eat a lot of ground beef and picanha. I eat a cold cuts, man. I ate half a pack of hot dogs just before the show here about an hour ago. So yeah, I eat plenty of, I get cold cuts or whatever's on sale, man. I go in there.
Except no chicken gizzards, right?
Yeah, no, I don't know. Hey, listen, I tell you all the time, brothers play the organ. We don't eat organs, okay? That's yeah, we play the organ. But I just really, man, I just get what's on sale. I'm not that picky. I even get shrimp and stuff when it's on sale if it's marked down enough. Yeah, you don't have to.
When Dixie had not bone in but regular ribeye, and they were pretty thick suckers. The problem is they cut off all the fat around the edges. Yeah. Which really made me mad. But they had a sale for $6.99 for the not bone-in ribeye. Now I'm it's not graded. It's not the
and I don't. What does the family think about that stuff? I remember I was having this conversation with Dante. Shout out to Dante and Katie out there. And they were talking about that, and they said they had tried some and it was okay, and they had been buying it fairly regularly just because the price was right.
Yeah.
And they do have, that pretty often, but I don't it's from Mexico, I guess.
Right.
And it's not graded, and I
Yeah.
don't know if there's anything wrong. I don't know that there's anything wrong.
I don't know. You know what? If you cook it right, you know, I put it in my cast iron skillet in beef tallow. And if you cook it just right, and you can't really, you got to keep it fairly rare to raw you can't overcook that, or it really will turn into shoe leather, because it's a lower grade of beef.
Well, that's what I'm not worried about. Man, I've eaten some tough meat. Well, that's why I got off of, so I eat choice now for that reason. I was, eating a lot of, and it was just, I just like, what? I'll wait for the sales and I'll get the choice. It's just so much better. It's funny too when I think about it, because in the old days, before I did that, I used to go into the store, and I'm telling you, you want to talk about making a scene. I would pull the steak. I'd have them spread out on the counter, and I was just looking at them, trying to find the best.
I do that. I did that with the ribeyes. I pulled them all out. I must have had 10 or 15 of them in a row. I pulled them all out, and I picked what I felt was the best one.
I'm glad I'm not the only one doing that, but people are looking at me like, what is this guy doing?
I could care less, man. I'm there to buy meat, man. This is an operation.
That's right.
Actually, if I'm going to be in a grocery store and I see somebody doing that, I'm going to be up there. Hey, what are you looking for? And try to figure out, because this guy obviously knows what they're looking for. They obviously know what's going to be a good cut and what's not going to be a good cut.
Yeah. Go ahead, Rick.
Has anybody seen the movie Catty Shack?
Yeah.
You remember when he was eating the steak, what he said about it?
What did he say?
Rodney Dangerfield, first of all, he made a fart and he said, did somebody step on a duck? And
right. Yeah.
And then he said, this looks like dog food. This steak has marks on it where the jockey was hitting it.
That is one of the funniest movies. There's so many lines, laugh. It's like one line to the next. Remember when he's like, Billy with the golf club? Billy. Remember?
Yeah.
And remember when he goes, this is the best round of golf in my life, and he holds the club up in the air and the lightning strikes him and kills him, the priest. Remember?
It was played in the rain. I remember that.
Yeah, remember?
I remember.
But it was his best round of his life, and then he dies.
You remember Bill Murray with the plastic explosives and the gophers?
Yeah. He was after those gophers. Yeah.
How about when he says 18th hole and he's lining up by the flowers and 18th hole, and that whole scene was hilarious. Yeah.
They don't make movies like that anymore, and that's why I haven't been to a movie since 1985.
And he hits it, he goes, it's in the hole.
As of that, and that's about the year they closed the drive-in movie theater up down there.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm not going sitting in no multiplex with chewing gum and fat people bumping into you and
everyone's talking. Everyone's talking. You can't hear anything.
Yeah. That's it.
Rick was out there looking for wildlife and just stumbled across a movie. He's like, it's like entertainment. While he's out in the bushes looking for.
grab a duck. Who needs a snack bar?
Exactly. Grab a duck.
Plus, you got your engine, so you can put the food on the engine. The drive-in would be great. They'd hate me there, though.
Oh yeah,
plucking a duck in the drive-in.
Can you imagine? He's out there plucking the duck and throwing it into a pot of boiling water so you can pull the feathers off. And people are like, what are you doing? Oh, I'm boiling my duck. I'm pulling out the feathers, and then I'm going to gut them, and then I'm going to eat them. Can you imagine people they'd be calling the police?
That's his idea of a relaxing evening. Before Netflix and chill, it was Netflix and kill.
Why do you think nobody ever sends me to a carnivore meetup? Everybody would run away.
Listen, I told you the story. The first time I ever I met Rick, it was Nia was having one of her little shindigs, one of these deals like what we're doing, and he starts talking and this whole duck talk and all this stuff and the iguanas, and I'm like, what? Why would they bring somebody? Why would Nia, who's so quiet and pretty and mild mannered, why would she bring a nut job on with her? I'm like, this guy is absolutely bonked and crazy, And then the more he would talk, the more I'm like, I think I like this guy.
Right.
And by the end of the show, I'm like, I can't get enough of this guy. And then we were on a couple shows together. That's where I met you, Rick.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Hold on. Let's get some comments here. All for Jesus Carnivore says hello from Oregon. Hello,
hey, Helen. That's Helen.
Hello, Helen. Good to meet you. Glad you're hanging out with us today.
Helen was my ex-wife's name.
There you go.
Wow.
Maybe you can get a couple $2 of child support out of him by accident. There,
there you go. He's right there. He's right there.
Yeah.
The preacher Russ is converting right to that. Hey, listen. Let me tell you something, Simpson. You ain't got to get ready when you stay ready. I'm telling you, I am ready at any given time to evangelize. So you're right about that.
Now, Russ, do you eat shrimp?
Oh yeah, I eat anything.
Okay.
The only thing I really don't eat much of is pork. A little bacon here and there, little cold cuts. But other than that, I'm all about it, man. When it's marked down to like $4.99 a pound, it's on and popping. And
I remember I got some shrimp. It was about $4.99 a pound, and they were nice size, like they're raw shrimp with the shell on, headless, but with the shell on. And I got 2 pounds for, I guess it was less than $10. I still have it in the freezer, ready to go for whenever.
There were $2.98 6 months ago at Fresco y Mas. I bought so much, I thought I was going to swim away.
Man, I missed that sale.
I bought $100 worth of it.
Oh my God, that's so cheap. That's insane.
I usually, you got carnivores, you can hide your kids, hide your wives. I'll saute some mushrooms and throw them in there with some butter, saute some mushrooms and butter and throw them in there with some Alfredo sauce and get the lips smacking.
Wow.
So
that sounds good.
When I get shrimp or if scallops are on sale or things like that, chicken, that's 90% of the time how I'll make it. Chicken, I'll maybe just season it and fry it.
See, I'm okay. I'm okay with a little, sometimes some mushroom or onion. That doesn't kill me.
Yeah. I don't do too much onion, but I eat mushrooms fairly regularly. I'll saute them in butter with whatever and put them on a steak or whatever. I like mushrooms. What can I say?
They're not plants.
I guess technically, yeah, but I saute them in butter and put them in eggs.
It's a fungus. It's not a plant, is it?
That's right.
It's a fungus.
That's right.
Did you know that there's a fungus among us?
I believe it. Be talking about Rick like that. That is
I'm wondering which one of us you're talking about.
That is my friend. That is my brother. You take it back. You take it back, Pete.
Well, I've seen his feet. He sometimes holds up his feet on the show.
Yes, unfortunately, many of us have seen his feet. Yeah, thank you for that. Sandy says, great story, Russ. I'm glad you like my story, beloved. Sandy's not going to let me down. Doesn't matter what I do. Sandy's all about it. She's a fan. She's a real fan. So Lori says, hello. Good evening, beloved. It's very nice to see you. Ricky says, a friend in the meat department. Never had that, but didn't go for a short time. That type of friend. Hey, listen, hey, all I need to know is kind of, I'm not gonna wear my welcome out there, but can you give a brother a wink or a nod or something when that ribeye sale is coming? That's all I got to say.
There you go. Yeah.
We gotta have some kind of hand signal or something. You let me know when the ribeye sale.
Now, Russ, do you have that app called Flip, FLIPP, on your phone?
I have very few apps. No,
you gotta get Flip. Flip is it alerts you. You can put all your different grocery stores, supermarkets in there. And it shows you the circular every week. You'll never miss a sale. You put in your different.
I actually I do have that. It's in my mailbox every week. The flip.
Oh,
I go out and flip down the door of my. I flip down the door of my mailbox and pull it out.
182.
How do I put the app in my phone?
Yeah.
You connect that with a 25 pair cable too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said.
Here you go. Yeah, you got Infinite connector there.
He said,
And it works.
He said,
Hey,
put an
Rick,
app in your phone, not an apple.
Rick, is Kerry coming on Saturday morning?
I hope so. I mean, but he never emails me or nothing. He sent me an email a couple weeks ago and nothing since. So I don't know. If he does, he does. He knows my number and he knows my time. He's welcome at any time.
Yeah. We had the fake Kerry came on and called Rick on the rotary phone last week.
That's right.
Yeah,
The fake Kerry.
saw that.
Ricky says he asked the head cook at a steakhouse, one of the casinos, "You like these picanha steaks I'm hearing about?" He never heard of them. You know, a lot of people have never heard of them. But one thing I will say, Ricky, is they go by a couple different names. I learned this.
Well, sirloin cap, right?
Top sirloin cap is one of the names. And also in some parts of the country, I guess they call it Cookout, Coulotte, I think is how you say. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it. Right. Yeah.
Never heard that one.
Yeah, I saw that on
Brian's got it in the chat.
Say that again, Bruce.
Brian's got it in the chat.
Yeah.
Coulotte?
Yeah.
You ever have
As long as it's not Kulo.
No, it ironically. Now that's funny for people that know Spanish. Don't ask me how I know that word. But ironically, at least in I guess in other grocery stores too, the tri-tip is right in the same area as the picanha, and it's shrink wrapped the same. So you have to. It's like one time I grabbed one by mistake, and I looked. I'm like, this doesn't look like picanha, and that's because it wasn't. And
they're about the same size.
Now, I'm sure you've had that. Is it what kind of steak is it like? Is it similar to the?
It's more lean. It's a leaner cut.
Is it a sirloin or is it in that kind of family, or is it closer to the rib?
I'm not sure.
I'm sure we have. Where's Cranky when you need him? Cranky will give us the entire anatomy of the cow. We got some folks that didn't know that. Where does it try to? What part of the cow does
I think it's closer to the fillet, maybe.
Well, that's a sirloin. I think that's somebody in the chat will let us know. We've got the smartest group of folks there. Doctor, preach it, brother. Absolutely, you know it.
I thought it was close to where the picanha is.
Brian said, "Russ, now you did it. That'll be the end of the meat in your area. He will get it off. He already gets it off first. He's the butcher."
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, I don't need to be.
You
first.
Can't eat it all.
I would like
you have to sell some of it.
There's a guy at my local Winn-Dixie that grabs all the ribeyes like as soon as it goes on sale. That guy, so I never go there first thing in the morning because this guy gets there and cleans it out. Now they do restock it, so he gets, but so I've learned I can't go like first thing in the morning when they open because this guy somehow gets in there. I don't know, and it's gone every time there's a ribeye sale. So I just wait till later in the day and then they restock restock it. But there's some carnivore out there, I'm telling you. Well,
a funny thing, I learned something else on the way out. I was in the store longer than I planned to be. A, because I was talking to the butcher, and B, because it was unusually crowded. Now, I always go to the grocery store in the middle of the day, like between 11 and 1, and in the middle of the week, like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Right.
Because that's when there's the least traffic. And it also is the time, at least where I go, where they have the most marked down, quick sale, meat. So I was in line waiting to check out with my cart full of ribeyes and picanhas. And
what is that?
It's it's a crimper for Amphenol cables.
That's right.
Cable. That's the old style.
It's
a 50 wire cable there.
Wow, that is old.
It is. It is old, but we still use them every once in a while. For
Really?
some of the older systems, we still use them.
Wow.
But I found out that Aldi's didn't buy all of Winn-Dixie. They only bought selected stores, which actually is a beautiful thing because I was really worried about that. I went to one of the Winn-Dixies that I normally like to go to, and it was closed down, boarded up, and they had a coming soon Aldi sign out there.
Oh, no.
And yes, because Winn-Dixie is by far the best place to get meat in this area anyway.
Yeah, that's where I go there. But we also have those Latino grocery stores down here.
Oh.
Fresco y Mas, Bravo, Presidente.
Presidente.
Yep, those
Oh,
three.
we don't have them.
Food Star.
Here.
Food Star, Extra.
There's another one too, Rick. I'm trying to think of the name of it. I forget the name. There's another one that's right.
Tropical.
Yeah. I forget
Tropical
the name
Sabor.
of it. Yes, it's Seabrook Foods or something.
Oh.
Something like that. It's in Pompano.
Yeah. Well,
Zebra, Seabra, Zebra Foods. It's called.
Oh,
okay.
I saw it in my Flip app. Like that's where I found Presidente. All these places I didn't know they even existed. Bravo, Fresco y Mas. I had no idea.
Oh,
and
you could see my videos, Presidente.
Yeah, that's true.
With the parking lot chicken.
Right. There's a mass extinction of parking lot chicken down in Miami.
Yeah, they're pretty much gone now.
Yeah.
They were complaining about all the chickens, so I fixed the problem.
Lizzie says, Papa got you, and Papa looks like he got his ears lowered there. I see you, man.
What do you think?
Good, man. Hey, when is the court date?
My girlfriend, I sent her a picture. I said, I got my hair cut pretty short. She said, send me a picture. So I sent her a picture. She goes, you're bald. She said, you're bald. What did you do? I said, nothing. I said, it's fine. It's perfect. She goes, well, I guess it'll grow in a few weeks. I guess she wasn't too happy.
Yeah. Fast telling as much meat as you eat, it'll grow faster than that.
That's true.
Lori says, gonna hit the hay early tonight. Nice to see you, Russ and friends. And it's nice that you joined us for a little while. Have a wonderful evening. Appreciate you being here. Doc Nelson said, Winn-Dixie wrote new legislation called the Big Beautiful Russ Bill, limiting beef sales. Listen, I'm telling you, I made a video about it because I was convinced that they were out to get me. I was joking about it. I'm like, because get this. The second time they came out with a limit, and again, I've been here for years, and I never saw a limit. The second time they came out with a limit, when I went into the store, it was limit 3. I went in the store, walked to the back, and there were only 3 out there. That's it. And this was the first day of the sale. And I'm like,
was this at Winn-Dixie?
Yes.
Wow.
And I said, and I was joking, I said it in my video. I said, they probably got, now they got AI and all that. They probably got cameras out there with facial recognition, and they can probably see me when I get out of the car. They like pick me up like the casinos, you know. As soon as I hit the door, there's like red lights going off in the meat section and alarms, and they run out there and grab them all.
Well, when Fresco y Mas, they used to have $3.99 T-bones. They haven't had that in a long time. I guess we'll never see that again, Rick. But
yeah,
man, I used to go in there and they would say limit.
You can still get those. You just got to go to Waffle House to get them.
Yeah, but they had a limit.
$3.99.
But they had a limit too. You could only get 2 packs. You know. So that I went. I remember those sale days. I would go back there once a day for all 3 days of the weekend, because it would be like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or whatever it was. I'd go back and every single day, and I'd go and get my 2 packs and load up my freezer. But they only let you do 2 at a time. So
but you can go to a different store. That's what I do.
The only problem is there's only that one. It's in Lauderhill. And the other ones are down in Miami. There's no other ones close. The second closest one is like Hollywood, that's pretty far.
There's 3 of them within bicycle distance of here.
Yeah, you're lucky because you can just hit each one and get your 2 packs at each one.
Right. Load up my bicycle.
Feral Grandma says, too many meat cutters trim stuff to the point of destruction. The heathens. That's right. But here's the thing, though. And again, I didn't understand this until it was explained to me actually at a barbecue joint, because I ordered brisket and I told them I wanted the fattiest part. And they kind of looked at me funny, like, you want the fatty part of it? I'm like, yeah, because they give you a mix, but it's mostly lean.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I want the fatty part. And the lady told me, she said, people get mad if there's too much fat.
Really?
And
Yeah.
they're paying for it. And they're like, to them, it's not, they don't want that. They want meat.
Well, you got to order it wet.
And stuff. If you're paying $10.99 a pound for a steak, the average person that isn't like us, they want meat.
Right.
They don't want to pay $10.99 for.
Well, that's why Rick. That's why Russ, when they went in and they had those ribeyes at Winn-Dixie, they were completely shaved. All the good fat off the outside edge was gone.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I totally understand, but it's just that's the way it is for 90% of the world. If it's too much fat, A, they think it's bad for them.
Right.
And B, you're paying by the pound. So people don't want to pay that for what they look to be is not valuable. So
yeah.
Yeah, you get too much fat, you get a heart attack like Rick. Yeah. You turn out like Rick here.
I'll tell you what, I'm telling you, I'm still mad at Rick because he promised me a massive heart attack.
Right.
I keep clutching at my chest and nothing's happening.
Oh, Cookie Carnivore. I haven't seen Cookie before, but good to see you. Glad you're here. Welcome. I got the bargain of the week at Walmart yesterday. 10-pound chicken quarters for $5. About 8 bags. Trying to think of Rick trying to take them home on his bike.
I would.
Yeah, he'd probably wreck his bike.
Rick, that's even cheaper than what we got.
I know. I bought it when it was 38 cents a pound in the past. I used to carry 5 or 8 of them at one time on the bike.
Wow.
That's 4 on each arm.
Charlie says, I can see Russ boxing people out on the carnivore version of the supermarket sweep. No, sir. I am a perfect gentleman. I will have you know that, as a matter of fact, the last time they did have a sale on ribeyes, there were like 2 people ahead looking, and I waited for, one of them was ahead of me and one of them was behind me. And I let the person behind me go because I knew I was taking whatever was left.
Whatever they didn't get.
It's like, I thought it would be rude for me, for the first person to go, and then for me to grab them all, and then, so.
Oh, sorry.
I do have a heart. But listen, I got to get mine.
I got to tell you, I'm conflicted.
Cindy. Go ahead.
I'm conflicted about something.
What's that, brother?
So, on one hand, I want everybody to be a carnivore and I want them to find good health. But selfishly, I don't want them getting all my meat. Do you know what I mean? I mean, maybe on the next lifetime, maybe after I'm gone, maybe that's when let's let the carnivore diet really take hold. But in the meantime, leave me alone and let me have my cheap meat.
I figure,
is that selfish? Is that a selfish attitude?
I feel the same way.
I think, listen, they will bring more. First of all, they probably have more in the back.
You think?
Although sometimes I ask them and they say, no, that's all we have for today.
Right.
We'll have more tomorrow.
Yeah, I had that happen.
I don't go every day. I usually go the first day of the sale, and then I'll go the last day of the sale. But it's not like I go in there every day. I only have so much freezer space, and I can only eat so much. But again, if they had sales more often, it wouldn't be a problem because I'd run out of space to put it. But when you don't have a ribeye sale but once every 6 months, I got lots of space in there. So
yeah,
it's what it is.
Hey, don't worry about it, Peter. I'm in Texas. We'll make more. We'll send you more.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've got plenty. My dad just sold 6 calves because he was running out of space on his pasture. He had to make room for more. So.
Oh.
The only cattle we have here now are 2-legged cattle, and they're not edible.
And they all live in condos.
They all live in condos. I hope we get a big hurricane. Maybe that'll make them move.
Mobile homes.
No, we don't have too many of them anymore.
What was it Jimmy Buffett always sang about?
Hello there, Caleb's Carnivore. Good to see you, my friend. Haven't seen you here before, but welcome. We're here every Tuesday, just clowning around doing what we do.
He's a rising star in the carnivore community. He's one of the young carnivores.
And he's
arm
only
wrestling
16.
Sean Baker.
He's 16.
I love that. I love that.
Oh, you got to check him out. If you haven't seen him, check out his channel. I recommend it every time on my live stream.
He's a weightlifter too. He lifts weights.
Oh, okay. I love that. Well, welcome, Caleb. Sounds like you made quite a reputation for yourself. Don't ruin it by hanging out with the likes of us.
Right.
Stay away. Run, Caleb, run. So mushrooms he says mushrooms are closer to being animals than plants.
That's probably true.
Yep.
I can live with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
good.
Carnivore.
All
that.
the carnivore haters out there that want to burn me in effigy every time I talk to you.
Somehow I don't think.
Hey, it's Dustin.
Mr.
What's up,
Dustin?
Dustin?
Good to see you, brother. Dropping in to say hello to my friends. And we are so glad you did, brother. Hope you and your wife are doing well. God bless you. There you go. Caleb says there. I'm telling you. Now, hopefully, Caleb, you're not smoking them or anything like that. We want the youth to be led in the right direction. I'm just kidding.
You gotta make sure they're in the right kind of mushrooms. Yeah.
Lizzie says, "Don't do the mushrooms that grow in cow poop. You'll be hallucinating." How do you know that? Don't ask her how she knows.
I've tried those.
Rockin' Keto, Amy is here. Hello, beloved. It's good to see you. Glad you're here, hanging out with us on the Tuesday. See a lot of folks here that haven't seen before. We're glad you're here. We hang out every Tuesday, just have fun with the family. No telling what we'll be talking about or getting into. But one thing I did want to let me get a few more, make sure we get all the comments in here. It says, Rick, I just bought lard to make your heart attack chicken. There you go.
There you go.
I love that.
When I cook my bacon, I collect the extra grease and put it in a little pot, and it sits in my fridge.
It's lard.
Yep.
Yeah, so I don't know what's up with that, Derek. Dustin always. One time I was trolling Dustin. I was in Costco, and they had a huge, gigantic bin of picanha, and I texted him a picture of it, and I was like, "Don't hate." But something that we'll. There we go.
But Russ, when you're doing picanha, I thought you had problems with fat. Do you not eat the fat?
I do, and that's what I was saying. I just got over the worst of it yesterday because I ate it over the weekend and that.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to hang in there, man. But I'm telling you that I'm getting tired, brother. I've got scars on my soul. But say it again, Bruce.
Are you talking about the GI results of the fat?
Yeah, man. I just can't. I'm done trying to win this war. I'm not. Hey, this is a war. This is an unwinnable war. I'm just telling you, I can't. And I've lost the will to fight.
Yeah.
I used to trim it off of there.
Yeah.
Some of it, like half of it. I mean, I'm good with some. It's
right.
It's a really thick fat cap on top of that picanha. I mean,
that's true.
And so if I trim about half of it off, I'm good. Then it's more like a New York strip. It's got
right. Yeah.
And I'm good with that. No problems whatsoever. But you go to another level. Same way with the oxtails. I have to mix them with something. I have to mix them with ground beef or mix them with a roast or something, because just by themselves, just forget about it.
There must be something wrong with me, because I can eat like 90% fat, and I don't even know what it is.
No. I think there's clearly there's something wrong with me. I'm the defecticon here. All right, because everybody else. So I say, I know it's, like I said, Laura's always telling me to hang in there and keep out. Listen, hey, the battle is over. I am throwing in the white flag, the Cottonelle white flag. This white flag is sponsored by Charmin. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm just, maybe as I, progress further on, but I'm going to quit fighting this battle. We were talking about this before. Tri-tip is from the bottom of the sirloin. Okay, so it's a sirloin.
Okay, there you go.
I may next time it's on sale, I may get some of that. Maybe try that. Maybe
I think you might like that, Russ, because it's not as fatty.
Yeah, I like it all. I mean, ribeye is fatty. I mean, it doesn't have the super thick fat cap like the brisket or like,
It's got the ring around it though.
I know lots of people that trim the fat off of their oxtails even, because it's just they don't, it's what it is. I don't do that. I just started mixing it half and half with something else. So I still get all of it, but I just can't do it all the time. I made the mistake of making some oxtails and going on a road trip.
Oh,
okay.
No.
So yeah,
Oh,
they did not survive the road trip. Let's just say they were somewhere between here and Houston, Texas, in a rest stop trash can there. They couldn't make it. I'm like, I can't do this for another 5 or 6 days. So yeah. I eat those at the house. And like I said, I mix them. Picanha is the very top of the sirloin, and I guess tri-tip is at the bottom of the sirloin. Let's see here. Cranky says we don't have picanha in Tucson, but we get regular sales on untrimmed.
Tri-tip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. This says Simpson says they trim their picanha. Well, where we're at, it's in a shrink wrap package, all self-contained. So I guess maybe maybe they trim it before they pack it. I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
You know what they probably do? They probably cut it into steaks, Russ, and they're selling it, and then they're trimming the steaks.
Yeah.
It's not the whole thing.
Rocket Keto Amy says, day 3 strict carnivore, y'all, after 7 years ketovore. Any suggestions from the experts? I don't know. She's clearly not talking to me. Do I look at me?
I'll tell you what to do. Stay near a bathroom. That's number one.
There you go.
Don't go too far from the bathroom.
Really say don't trust the fort.
Be careful, but just be a little bit careful because there is a little bit of transition for people. I never had that problem because I'm more prone to hard stools, whatever. But for a lot of people, that could be a problem.
Well, I would say, hey, listen, Amy, God love you, beloved. Clearly, you want to look at me, you know I probably have way more questions than answers. But my first question is, well, I have 2 questions. One is, how ketovore were you? Because those terms, they can mean anything.
I don't even know what that means anymore.
It's a me too. Everybody's got their different definitions. So my question would be what's your definition of keto? Because I would probably call you a carnivore. If you're getting 80% or more of your diet animal, I think you're carnivore. It's not a big deal if you got a little this, a little of that. And then the other question was, why are you doing it? Are you looking for something specific? If you're doing it 7 years ketovore and you're happy and healthy and all that, is there something you're looking to accomplish? And what type of suggestions for what is what I would say.
I think Amy's got some autoimmune stuff. I think I've heard her story before, so maybe she's trying to tighten that down a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know what you're speaking of, Tom. There's absolutely positively a link in the chat. There's actually 2 links in the chat.
I found the link.
Exactly. Where do you think how you think these guys got on? Through osmosis?
Right. It's up there. You just gotta scroll back. Yeah.
Put another link in there.
Hooked on phonics, brother. Hooked on phonics. Let's see.
So we can go here you click on your mouse, right?
Jim,
there it is.
48. Hi, good evening. First time here. Found on Rick's channel. That is wonderful. We're glad you're here. Looks and sounds like fun. No, this is misery, Jamette. This is painful. This is disgusting, painful, torturous. I'm kidding. Come on in, have fun with us. That's what we do here on Tuesday nights. Have fun with the ketogenic family. It's a show about nothing. What's that?
You know where I advertised your show on Kiltsy's channel a couple times.
I appreciate that. I appreciate
that. You're getting some of these names are from, these are Mitch Fitz from Mitch and from Kiltsy.
Speaking of misfits, look who it is, everybody.
There he is.
Hey.
It's our man, Jersey Tom. Jersey Tom is in the building. Good to see you, brother. I'm just running through. Let me run through some of these things.
Good.
Yes, I talked to Ollie was saying something to me about that, about maybe even putting me on Kiltz's under the events or something. Just the Keto Cookout on there for people that want to just hang out and socialize together. Because
good idea.
Let's have fun here. We're not, trying to compete with any of the docs or anything like that here. Just matter of fact, I'm mad if you learned something on this channel. If you learned something here, you're doing something wrong, family. We are here to not learn. All right.
So Thomas had a blood test.
Yes.
Oh, is it? Are you the father? Tom is not the father.
You are the father. That's how he says it.
I'm so confused.
Daddy.
I'm just teasing you, brother. Go ahead, man.
My A1C is now it was 7.6 and now it's 6.2.
I love that, man. You keep going
right
down with your IQ, man.
Right direction.
I
You've been
that,
carnivore for how long, Thomas?
Well, full carnivore, 6 months.
Okay.
Hey, listen, we're gonna give you a round of applause.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, I did insult you. The least I can do is give you a round of applause, man. I try to give a little bit of care.
Heading in the right direction.
So I love it, man.
I care about.
Rocket Keto 80 says down 8 pounds of the 20 I gained. I think it's inflammation from something, but yes, I get inflammation very easy if I eat the wrong thing. Gotcha. Yeah. Get to it says I'm trying not to learn anything. Hey man, I'm sorry if you're learning stuff here, folks. I apologize in advance. Yes, you guys are hilarious. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Now that is the best compliment you can ever give me. The only thing you're going to learn here is patience. I can tell you that.
Patience. I wouldn't want to learn that.
I don't know what you're talking about either.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, we just like to have fun here. That's what it's for. My philosophy, the reason I started this show many moons ago is exactly for this reason. There's so many places you can go and listen to. There's so many great doctors and so many great coaches and nutritionists and all those things, man. Sometimes, man, you just want to just go where everybody knows your name. Come on, man. That's old school right there. Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name. You know that song. And they're always game. That's right. So that's what we do here. Just try to have fun, get to know each other, man, and talk about whatever comes to mind. Just have a social club. This is the social club of the Cookout. Nobody goes to a cookout to learn anything. You go to hang out, have fun, have a good time with your friends. And that's what we do here on Tuesday nights. But I do want to say one thing, and we'll wrap up here. I was watching a Chafee video, and you guys may have seen. Did you guys see? I think one of his last ones was there was a couple ladies on there that had been vegan and vegetarian for a while, and there was a doctor that had switched over as well, and it was pretty cool. And one of the ladies said, "Why doesn't the medical establishment, give us more love? Why don't they talk about this more? It's helping people, all this kind of stuff." And they gave the answer that we hear all the time, and I agree with it. They, it's like, oh, there's money in it. There's no money in healing people. The money's in treating people, and blah 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 blah. And we've all heard that before, and there's no doubt about it. And I believe that is part of it. But, you know, I just think there's more to it than that. And the reason I say that is because there's a lot of doctors out there that are vegans and vegetarians too. So you're telling me that Michael Greger or Dr. Khan or these other vegan vegetarian folks are I mean, you got to respect them. Okay? I don't agree with them, but they're living it. They're telling you to eat vegetables, fruit, and they're doing it. And so you got to respect somebody that walks what they talk.
But I got to tell you
They
something.
look it too.
But I got to tell you
Go ahead,
something.
Pete.
A lot of those so-called vegans and vegetarians are liars because they eat eggs and fish, and when no one's around, I guarantee you they are not either the ones that are looking pretty good like that.
Yeah,
if they were the
take
real
supplements.
deal, I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
Creatine.
Yeah. Well, and I don't. They might. I can't speak definitively to that. But here's the thing: I was thinking about look how many of the doctors that we love and that we respect and that we listen to, we're doing it too. I mean, Dr. Berry wrote a book about it. I mean, Hampton was a vegetarian. You know, Doc Nelson was a vegetarian. I mean, so many of them were doing exactly what they were telling their patients to do, and they weren't healthy either. And I only said to say that everybody doesn't have a nefarious thing. They agree. Dr. Berry wrote a book about it. They just don't know. But here's the part that makes me a little grumpy about it is the lack of intellectual curiosity. That's what annoys me, because the Hamptons, the Berries, the Vasquezes, they saw it was working for their patients and took the time to say, what's going on here? Shout out to Eric Westman, the OG, the Godfather.
Right.
He worked with Dr. Atkins and that. The reason that I respect these guys and follow, they took the time to say, wait a minute, these people are getting better. Jeff DeProsperous said it one time. God bless Jeff. Rest in peace to our brother Jeff. When he was going through his struggle, and they gave him 90 days, and he made it almost 3 years, his oncologist would say to him, man, you're a miracle. Man, I can't believe it. I've never seen anything like this. And Jeff would say to him, hey, man, don't you want to know what I'm doing? Don't you want? No. That's what makes me mad. That's what annoys me. It's like, why did you get in this business?
Yeah, it's like they choose to be ignorant.
When you see something that's helping people, you see people getting better and healing, and you don't even care to know what it is so that you can help someone else. I thought that's why people get in the business of medicine, to help people. Clearly, maybe they don't. But I only said all that to say that, I'm a guy, and you guys know this. I'm a guy that likes to give grace. I don't like to judge. I want everybody to be happy and smile and laugh. And that's how I roll, man. I bring the funny with me, man. Come get these jokes. So I'm not always quick to, scheme everything up as a nefarious plot. And when, people talk about their doctors and so on, I try to give the benefit of the doubt, because I know that the doctors that I listen to had to have that change within themselves. They had to look at themselves, because they were right along with it. And I know these guys were in it for the right reasons, which is why they changed. So anyway, I call that a public service announcement. And here we have the closer. We're calling in the closer on the way out the door. Look who it is, everybody. It's our old friend Dave.
Hey, Dave.
And you're kind of glitching.
Yeah, kind of glitching. There's a glitch in the matrix, eh?
Got that nice headroom look going.
I thought it was
Yeah.
How are we doing today?
Oh, we're good, man. We're just finishing up here.
That's better.
Usually go about an hour. We've been out an hour and 15 minutes, but we've had a lot of folks in here, a lot of fun, a lot of cool discussion, and call this overtime, man. We are in overtime. We are in Keto Cookout extra innings. All right. I don't mind hanging out with the family for a little bit longer. Say hey to everybody, Dave. What you been up to, man?
Oh, I've been busy. Well, I've been trying to make some videos, but honestly, haven't had a lot of time for it recently. But I was away last week. I was caring for a family member who has cancer as well, and
I hear that.
yeah, it's but like it's funny, like family members, they never listen, They say,
Yeah.
No, they don't.
It's always different. But you get that. There's not much you can do about that. You can lead a horse to water and all that. But it's all good. And I've been studying a lot. I've been doing a lot of things actually. So, I bet you guys been busy.
Same old man. Just living, brother. Trying to make it.
Yeah, that's it.
Jeanette says, just a few comments here. Jeanette says, seems all started keto. Dr. Barry is still a bit keto as his wife Nisha is keto. He eats her cooking, but that's good. Yeah, and that's, we don't judge here. For those that are new to the space, hope you like and subscribe. We're here every week, every Tuesday. Rick is on, for those that came through Rick's channel, Rick is on every other week with me. We have Laura Russell is on every other week with me. And of course, there's always a link in the chat so people can come on. But if you care to subscribe to my channel and get notified every week when the show's on, you can feel free to do so. That is totally up to you, but we're here every week hanging out. And Rick is always here in the chat, even if he's
always a fun conversation with these guys.
Man, we try our best to have fun. We laugh and joke, have fun. I'm known to break out into a song at any point. So, yeah, we do what we can to just brighten your day, man. Make you laugh and smile a little bit. That's what we do. Holly Springer says hi. Hello back to you, Holly Springer. Good to see you, beloved.
Holly.
And the only problem with this channel is the Buckeye. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. I love that. Well, I will tell you this, Rocky Keto, Amy. The Notre Dame Fighting Irish are the second worst group of individuals on the planet Earth. So the Wolverats are the worst human beings on the planet Earth. So you have that going for you. At least you're not the worst. So let's see here. I think we got everything here. But hopefully you can live with that, Amy, and stick with us here. And Lizzie says, what's your channel? My channel is Homesick Buckeye. Homesick Buckeye. If I take off, if I take off the chat, the things you can see.
What are you guys talking about today?
Oh man, what weren't we talking about today? We were talking about. I told a story about my ribeye sale and my evangelism and converting, hopefully, one of the butchers at the store I shop at, who inquired about why I had all the ribeyes in his store in my cart. So, yeah, and then just regular stuff in the chat, a couple of questions. Listen, as I say, this show is about nothing. It's about whatever people want to talk about, whatever comes up. People have questions, comments, whatever, but we just hang out here. It's a cookout, man. It's like asking, what's a cookout about? It's about fun and friends and hanging out, man. Whoever pops in wants to pop in. That's it. Michigan is the first state to, let's say. We can still be, well, I'm so glad. We are not friends, Amy. We are family. We are family.
And there goes the musical portion of the show.
That's right.
Who sings that song, Russ?
Sister Sledge. I
good.
got
Yeah,
with me.
Let's keep it that way, shall we?
Listen, man, you can make all the jokes you want, but I can sing. See, you got the wrong one here with the jokes. I am bona fide. I have credentials. Yeah. I can carry a tune, brother. So you can keep on.
What's your the best impression of I Will Survive?
First I was afraid. I was petrified. Thinking see, I'm good with the songs, but I don't know the words.
Okay.
You know, when I get strong and I learned how to get along, and now it's go and don't go out the door. Something I don't know. Don't turn around now. You don't have to welcome anymore. There you go. I will survive.
Oh,
I will survive. I will survive. Hey, listen, if I knew the words to songs, I'd be a lot better than this. I just smoked a lot of bad weed in my old days, man. I can't remember nothing. I just tell you. Too many seeds and stems, bro. Too many seeds and stems.
It's karaoke night.
That's it.
And here are everybody's favorite carnivore pirate, Danny and Bob says, I love the singing, Russ. Well, listen, I am a man of the people. The people want it, they get it. And, people throw songs in the chat. If I know it, I'll sing it. Even if I don't know it clearly, as I just demonstrated, I'll sing it. But unfortunately, or fortunately, depending upon how you look at it, we have fulfilled our contractual obligation to the family for the week. So we are going to wrap this thing up. Anybody have anything to plug? Anything coming up on their channels or anything like that? Anybody wants to talk about or plug before we do that? I will take that. No.
You know what's on Saturday.
Well, do we really know what's on Saturday? Do we really know for sure, or is this just we're not sure?
We're not sure, but it's always live at 8 with Rick and Milton.
There you go.
My channel on Thursday. I'm interviewing
my
Aaron
special guest, Milton.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's always a good show. Rick and Milton were like 9.5 hours last weekend, the other day.
That's right.
I can't wait to hear that mystery guest.
Let's try this in a semi-orderly fashion.
Shows.
Okay. We'll try this again in a semi-orderly fashion. You can see our man Dave at DC Rebuilding. Is that your YouTube channel?
Yeah.
I got Dave there. Tom, of course, is Target Prime Rib. Did you say you have an interview coming up there, Tom? With somebody?
I'm actually interviewing Aaron Booby Goats on my channel. I'm doing several interviews.
Shout out to our sister Aaron.
That's
Love
a good one.
that. And look forward to that. Rick has got the Rumble in the Jungle, I guess, on his channel on Saturday morning. Saturday morning, our brother Rick has got the live stream. It's always interesting.
Where Bruce? He goes for 12 hours this time.
Yeah. So
I just crash everybody else's channel. That's
without a bathroom break.
And you can find Pete in the Kilts Mighty Tribes actually lurking somewhere, as well as here on Tuesdays. And I appreciate you guys all so much for hanging out with us. God bless all of you. Until next time, keep your carbs low, keep your proteins and fats high, and we will see you on the next one.
Have a great day, everyone.